Hello and welcome to the Sunday night stream. Tonight I wanted to start off by taking a look at Stoneshard. Just released a couple days ago on Steam. It's been in development for years. It was a successful Kickstarter, and I love the art. I've played around with it a little bit already. Of course, it still has some development to do, which I'm sure is the intention. It's in early access. Might want to take like a half hour to an hour to take a look at this before we get into our usual fare. It has music right now on the title screen, but it has next to no music in the actual game. At least that I've noticed. I could be wrong, but it's actually very low right now as well. So if I notice that it's like really, really quiet and we want to add some music, I'll pull up something else, like another playlist that we can put on in the background as well. There's also a prologue, which takes maybe about a half hour if you're quick to an hour. It's free. There's a demo of it. I highly recommend that you download and play that. I was going to check that, like show that first, but you can find videos of that anywhere as well. And again, it's free. You can download it and play it yourself. Stoneshard prologue on Steam. So I wanted to take a look at the adventure mode where you create a character. Well, you pick from a preset of characters. Maybe see what we could do for like a half hour or so. Yeah, it's fine. We had, there was one that I had created earlier. This is 1 week after the prologue. You almost don't need to know a whole lot from the prologue other than you played as Varen, and he had a posse of, I don't want to say adventurers, they were like workers, that had defected from him because they didn't trust his judgment. So I suppose now he's just sitting here in this inn, in this tavern, and he is trying to coach you along, I suppose. He wants you to help him figure out what's up behind the stone shards in this evil cult in the area. If only I could have a good talk with Gwenel right now. I'd ask him what the hell is going on. I was kind of skipping through this because I wanted to get straight to the character creation. But yeah, again, if you want the setup there, you may want to play through the prologue to see that. But we'll read everything going forward from here. So we're set up with 4 archetypes. Character creation from scratch is not yet available, but it does appear to be a planned option. We have Yorgrim. He is a dwarf. High strength, high vitality. I've tried him out. I've also tried Yana, the runaway sorceress. Really good with magic. I haven't tried Derwin yet. He seems to be like a rogue, or he could be an archer. He has a high perception. And Arna, for each enemy within your vision, receive negative 5% cooldown. So she's a faster fighter. So she's not like a slow tank so much as she's more of a targeted fighter. I think I'd like to go with Jana again for this play. Do you see what I mean with the music being very, very low? You can barely hear it. I have it cranked up to 100. So let's get through this, and then I'll go change the settings and we'll put on some other music. But is that so interesting? Anyway, enough pleasantries. It's time to get to work. So here's the deal. I can't walk to Bren with my leg like this, so unless you plan to carry me, we need a cart. We need horses. We're in luck, though. While you were away, I had a talk with a village elder. We came to an agreement. We'll fulfill 3 contracts for them, and they'll give us a cart and 2 horses. Don't worry about the contracts. It's nothing special. I don't think you need my advice on how to deal with the undead and brigands. The elder will give you the details. You should go to him right away. No time to waste. Almost forgot. Here's a map of the area. You need it more than I do. So right now, the way that the map works is it places it in your inventory. I'll show you in a sec. You can also ask the innkeeper about local events. He's the talkative kind. I'm sure he'll answer any of your questions. Off you go then. Good luck. Okay, I did get the supporter pack, which gives you a couple of like cosmetic options, which we're not going to put on the character right now, but it's like a hood and a shirt. But looking in your inventory, one of the things I like about this is they went with the tessellating inventory similar to something like Diablo. And our map is right here in our inventory. We have to use it in order to see. Pros and cons, again, I love the pixel art. Not too keen on the map. It takes some experience. It takes some playing around to know, you know, that, you know, you have to remember the city name. You're in Osbrook. You have to find it here on the map. You're here. You have to keep up with where you go on the map. You can't see where you are. I would love an indicator on this map just for ease of use. I get it, you know, immersion, but you know, you're going to get a mission somewhere in here for your first mission, and you need to travel X number of panels south and then east or west, and you have to kind of keep up with all that. Not really my idea of fun in a game like this. Then also, you can't save your game on the fly. Here, the tutorial's kind of taking us through it, but you have to rent a room in the inn, which costs in-game currency, which is fine for that to be like an inn, like any other RPG. You know, it costs, here we go, 30 crowns for 1 day. Now, we happen to have enough money, but we went ahead and rented a room for 1 day. That's how you have to save your game. You can't save on the fly. You can't quick save. I don't know about that either. Like, I'm kind of spoiled. You have to come up here and you actually have to sleep in the bed. You don't have to sleep for X amount of time, really. Maybe we just slept for an hour. But there we go. So then you can see falls asleep, game saved. Oh, well, it's behind me. So the text is over here. Let me actually flip my camera then. This might make things a little bit easier. So you can kind of see the text over here on the left. Kind of operates like a roguelite. The cosmetic items that you get for buying the special edition are right here. Hired blade cowl, azure cape. It might be a little bit better. Honestly, I don't even know if they're better. They're just different. They're a little different. If I wanted to go on an ice mission, maybe it'd be better because it has frost resistance, but our other has 3% just general magic resistance. So they're just a little different, and they look a little bit different. If we put that on, you can see we kind of look like a ninja now. And with the cloak, just changes the cloak on the background. I do like that your equipment changes what the character looks like. For the most part, a couple things I don't think really matter, like a ring I don't think appears. Gloves, maybe not, but the boots do. And the items that you hold do, and you can even dual wield. We don't have two things that we can dual wield right now because our staff is two-handed, but dual wielding actually shows up on your character. That's really cool. The purse for money. So right now we don't have any other packs or anything that would increase our inventory. My understanding is that they don't intend to add a ton of other packs, that you might be able to get one for food. Speaking of food, you do have to eat and drink to keep yourself alive. Let's check in here. Things are randomized. Here's some earrings worth 10. Like, if we want to loot some, you could scratch and save all kinds of loot. Yeah, we have like no music. Let's play some stuff on the YouTube audio library. Welcome to our tavern. What are you selling? From the last, I gave 2 characters a try, probably for a half hour each. And from my experience, going ahead and investing in like a smoked ham was actually pretty good from the beginning, because you end up with all of this inventory space taken up by food that actually spoils. Like, this one spoils in 3 days, 3 days on this cheese, 5 days on an apple. You'll find food as well, but like this, you can see has these 4 little pips, which means it has 4 uses. So that's like 50. That's a little loud now. Let's turn that down. One sec. There we go. So it's about 50 per use, maybe 55 per use. And these other foods are like 40, but it's a good value. That one's only 26. I don't know. It's a good value for your money. Now that's going to use a good chunk of our starting money, but I'm not too worried about that. It's not too hard to find somebody that'll buy just stuff that you pick up everywhere. And you can already see that we're on like a grid system. It's very tactics based. It's a turn-based system. You can use the number pad to walk, including diagonals, and diagonals only count as 1 square. So that's something mathematically that you may want to keep track of when you're fighting. But even the villagers only move on turns. You can see this little knight that just showed up down here. If you watch him, he'll only move when we move. Well, or he'll stand still if that's what he intends to do. But everyone just kind of takes their time. Now, if you hold the button, of course, you walk around and people move around as you'd expect. But I do like that aspect of combat, because I do like that when it happens during combat, because it does let you slow down and think. Well, before we leave the town, and of course you can go into any of these buildings, one other way that you can get around, which, you know, the arrow keys would be fine too, is you can middle click to look around. I would like to be able to zoom out. Can't zoom out currently. But you can middle click and drag around to anywhere that you've been able to see so far, and I believe this is the Elder's house here, and we kind of want to go to a door that's over in this area. You can click anywhere, and your character will just eventually walk there. Now, if you're in combat mode, you'll only move one space in that direction, then you have to declare it again, which I prefer, because I wouldn't want the character to take up a whole bunch of turns all of a sudden without, like, by accident. There are a lot of weapons over here on this weapons rack, but I think that they're very basic. Let me just show you what I meant, though, by the dual wielding. You see here on the character holding a knife and a sword, and it puts it in the appropriate hand, too. That's very cool. I'm gonna put this sword back to save the inventory space. You can get the basic version of just about anything here, even if you want, like, bow and arrow. Like, if you start off as an archer, pick up arrows, why not? It's a plate. Here to see Odar? He's upstairs. What are you selling? Now, you also have a smoked ham for $2.25. We don't have the money now, but you won't buy my earrings. That's fine. Let's go check with Odar. What brings you here? Are there any contracts? We've got some work for you. Here are the contracts: Bandit's Den and Fugitive's Hand. These are random. Both other times I started a new character, these were different. Let's take Bandit's Den. This contract is pretty simple. There are old ruins near our village. Castle Jormus. Jormus? 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 It often attracts unscrupulous types. The moment our guards smoke out one band, the next settles in. Right now, the fort is in the hands of Ivric the Mad, a rare bastard, well deserving of a noose. We don't have enough men to clear out and hold these ruins, so I have to rely on mercenaries like you. So I'm going to send you alone, because we don't have enough men for this. Hey, thanks for the host. Stratature, thank you. The task is simple. Get inside, slay their leader, and the rest shall flee. Are you up to it? Deal. Good, that's settled then. Give me your map, I'll mark the right spot. Come within 4 days to claim your reward. Alright, so let's check and see what he's selling as well. He has another map, just in case we needed one. How much does that cost? Only 12 to replace it. Yeah, let's take a look at our map. He's marked it now. Right here. So again, we start in Osbrook, so we would need to go out. If we don't want to follow the road, we can go through the forest. We can go east, 3 screens, and then north 1. And that's the way that we'll go. Let's see, we do have some of the menus we can take a look here. So we've been looking at the inventory a lot. The character panel will show us lots and lots of stats for our character. Bleed chance, daze chance, stun chance. I love this level of depth for the character, and your main stats up here control a lot of these. Your equipment controls a lot more. Your health is based on essentially a limb system, almost like Fallout. You can break a limb, you can be bleeding. There are different types of medicine. The prologue walks you through, the tutorial walks you through. Traits, arcane lore. So this is specific for Yona. Each learned spell grants plus 2% magic power. So just the more we learn, the more powerful we become. Here's her backstory. But there's also a skill tree, which we're already given 2 points to start. So before we go on our mission, we'll go ahead and take a look. These are locked out to us. She doesn't start with knowledge of most of these. We could take a dagger skill. Ranged weapon, staff. We could take a staff skill. Hail of blows, strikes 2 times. First attack has plus 54% energy drain, which I believe is less energy drain since it's green. The second attack has plus 51% daze chance. If both attacks connect, strikes for the 3rd time with a negative 59% damage and a 61% knockback chance. Negative 5% cooldown duration for this skill tree. So she could take some melee options. She does again have that arcane knowledge though, so she would get a bonus if she's taking magic spells. Down here in, well, let's take a look. Basic skills. We already have the ability to detect traps. You start with that. Backstab is passive, so we already have that as well, it looks like. And any of these that are grayed out or locked, you actually have to learn about them being a skill. You have to read a book or a scroll. I think it may just be books, but you have to read a book and learn that these things exist, and then you can put your points into them to learn them once you earn them through leveling up. Pyromancy has been a favorite of mine so far. We can start off with a Fire Barrage, which is a 3 firebolt attack, each dealing 9 fire damage. Each firebolt deals plus 30% damage to burning targets. So if they get set on fire with one of them, then they deal even more. I kind of like the idea of the Pyromancy tree. I haven't tried Geomancy yet, though, so we could be experimental. Runic Boulder. Raises a runic boulder in a targeted tile, deals 6 arcane damage to all adjacent enemies with a 57% chance to inflict knockback. That's nice. It's an area already with the very first attack. Each runic boulder within your vision provides your character with a stack of runic empowerment. Oh, okay, so there's like buffs as well. Magic power, geomantic power, cooldown durations. Okay. There's also stone armor, physical resistance. So let's try Geomancy, because those are the only two open to us here at the beginning. Go ahead and get that one. Now we could put our second point into something else if we don't want the stone armor, though I do like the look of it. Rune of Enfeeblement. Enemies standing next to a runic boulder suffer negative 2% physical resistance. We'd have to have some sort of other attack though. Stone Spikes. Destroys a target runic boulder, summoning stone spikes on each adjacent tile. So Geomancy is really built off of this runic boulder. Vladimir, thanks for the follow. Petrification. Let's turn this down even more. There's debuffs all over the place, insanely deep. I like, yeah, and I like where this is going. I haven't even looked at the descriptions for Geomancy yet. Petrification deals 10 arcane damage to all enemies in the area of effect with 59% chance to petrify them for 4 to 5 turns. Each petrified enemy within your vision grants you plus 15% geomantic power. So you just keep getting buffed the more evidence of your magic is going on. Now, if we take these... Thanks for the follow, Stratature. I'm wondering if we would be short on the ability to attack. I like the idea of these buffs. Maybe we take the stone spikes so we can attack from our boulders once we summon them. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll see how it goes. We'll go ahead and close out of these. And does he have anything else around that we want to grab while we're here? Because apparently no one gets mad if you steal from them. It's a copper ring. A bowl. You can find, if you look hard enough, you can find the right person to buy stuff from you. Like this guy down here might buy those earrings. Brought your money with you, I hope. Brought your money, I hope. Buy these earrings off of me. So again, you can scrimp and scrounge and find all kinds of garbage to sell to people if you want to. I do also like these enchantment scrolls because they give you a random enchantment. Pyromantic Treatise, ranged weapon treatise. So if we went with Pyromancy, we could have saved up and bought this book and learned about more fire spells. But we have a plain silver ring on here. What I think I want to do is actually play around and use this enchantment scroll on our ring. And it has become a healing silver ring. Gave us health restoration and damage reflection. Nice. Took me a bit, but there's a leathersmith and an herbalist bottom of the town. I might check them out too, because I'm only really familiar with these. Before we leave the town, we'll go see. Excuse me, hiccups. Are they in these two buildings here? Let's talk to this person in the garden. I know my herbs. Everyone will tell you that. His name is Fried. Oh, nice. Yeah, here's herbalist. So, I mean, there are a lot of herbs that you can pick while you're out and about. I don't know yet about any kind of crafting that the game may have, but I did read in their blog that they're working on cooking. So that'll be cool. And then this guy has healing salve, which is something that would be useful too. We don't have bandages. Let's get some bandages before we go off on our mission. Vivifying essence. We don't have the money for that. But this takes away some of your sanity and morale and gives you health. Interesting. Identification scrolls are nice. It's got a couple of those. This puts you to sleep. We have splints, so we might break something if we step on a trap. We should get a splint as well. These are relatively cheap. So I'm thinking maybe we take, what's the healing salve? 53. Maybe we go ahead and get some healing, more healing salve here too. I'm gonna check inside of his house really quick. See if he's got anything cool going on in here. Not really. But the things that I've found, I mean, you can steal his pot and his mug if you want. But the stuff that I've found on tables and such are mostly junk that you could sell for change if you want. Is this the leathersmith? Nah. Hay. Or straw. Let's see. This guy. I've talked to him. Who the hell are you? Ah, another mercenary. Well, isn't this a surprise? And a woman on top of that. The host have mercy. You have something against me? If women pick up arms and pretend they can wield them, it can only mean that the end of times is upon us. Well, he's a jerk. And we don't have long in this world. But who am I to complain? Just some old bore who doesn't deserve a grain of respect, am I right? Anyway, I hope you'll manage to survive a bit longer than our last hero. What do you want from me? What are you selling? Okay, so he's the leathersmith. So some of these things, probably a little pricier than I can afford. Probably could have afforded them from the beginning if I didn't buy a huge chunk of meat. I feel pretty comfortable though going on our first mission without much more. That and the equipment that we start with seems to be better than some of this. We could buy leather gloves if we wanted to, but I'm hoping that we stay back. Frost resistance, stealth, physical resistance. Some of these are nice. Waistband, we don't have one of those. We can get +1 dodge chance. Why not? He's a peach. He's something. But yeah, so we determined from looking at our map, right, that we need to go to the east, 1, 2, 3 squares, and the north one. So we'll head off in the easterly direction. Him and the blacksmith can repair items. Nice to know. That's also news to me. I noticed that they have durability. I don't know if I've had anything break just yet. Oh, there we go. Try to leave the town out this way. We'll go through the woods. Why not? Again, this will be my first time trying the Geomancer. So we have to get used to these runic stones. We might get attacked by wild animals out here in the woods. Kind of like the idea of using the keyboard here. Since we can't see the rest of the map, it's hard to kind of scroll over there and click on something. Vlad says, I've had weapons break at really inconvenient times. Oh, like Breath of the Wild. I do like to keep backup items. We've gone east 1 square. We need to go 2 more. So we get a little bit of a clearing here. So we do have some things that we can pick up. Haven't done much with anything that I've found on the map so far, but peppermints and poppies. We could eat them. What does a mint give? Hunger resistance, intoxication resistance, healing efficiency, immunity. Maybe we'll pop some peppermint before we head into a dungeon. I keep playing a new track. I don't have a playlist set up for fantasy music. I do need to make a fantasy playlist. Most of my stuff is cyberpunk or sci-fi. We have ambient synth for Factorio. The fox had become hostile. I noticed that in the text over there, but he didn't come after us, at least not that I saw. Alright, so we've encountered the road. Is this the road north? Have we already gone over the appropriate number of screens? I guess we would have had to, because here's the road. Now we'll go north. And I've said this a million times on my stream, but I have the memory of a goldfish, so I don't love that our map doesn't show us where we're at. I would love to have some sort of compass or indicator there showing where we're at. Not a whole lot of activity on the map either, from what I've noticed. The occasional bandits on the road or animals, but there's a lot to explore as you head out across the land. It would be nice to be able to camp on your own, though, considering how wide everything is. Burdock. Considering how expansive everything is, the fact that you have to save in an inn. Give us the coin! Alright, so we're being accosted here. See what we can do with the runic boulder. Oh wow, it has quite the range. We can do spikes off of that boulder. Nice. So then we can move once. Use the boulder again between us and him. But we can't see him now. He's on the other side of it. Also, the spikes are going to take 5 to recharge. Let's get some more boulders on the map. Will the boulder hurt us? That's another question. We have our spikes back. Let's push him back again. Spike just him? That might be a waste. Might have been a waste. Line of sight is definitely something to consider. Also, our mana is pretty low, so now we find ourselves just kind of running away from him. I don't know if this tactic will work for the Geomancer like it kind of works for the Pyromancer. He's dead. Oh, that crumbled right away. Let's wait. 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 Oh, our mana's still low. I don't want to go hand to hand with this guy right away. How much mana is this again? 17 energy. Oh. We dodged, but he's caught up to us, so we should probably fight now. Oh, that's not going to be good. Let's say... You know what? Let's move down. Ouch. Did that hurt us too? Mild hand injury. It might have. Oh, we're not going to survive. We're not going to survive our first fight. Rip. So there we go. Strateger says, I have yet to have any weapons break, but then again, I've not been alive long enough to experience it. Well, similar experience here. Oh, you have to open the door before you can go out. So we should have come back to the inn and saved our progress before we headed out on the mission, because it's undone everything that we purchased and prepped for. So yeah, there's definitely still some flaws that I think could easily be worked on, because surely those aren't intentional. I don't know. I feel like not being able to save on the fly cannot possibly be intentional. That's too rough. Oh, we have some decent music playing. for our new adventure. Let's see, let's use our enchantment scroll again on our ring and see what happens this time. Insulated, frost resistance. Damage reflection is nice, but frost resistance is not super useful to us. Let's go up. Get our food again. And you know, as much as I would love to get good forehead, as much as I would love to get good with geomancy, I think we might go pyromancy. Yeah, I want to buy one of your meats. Yes, please. They're working on a save system. I'm going to try to keep up with the news because once the game's received enough of an update, I'll keep revisiting it. I think it'll be awesome. Tonight we're just going to do the one-off before we go to Factorio in a bit, but yeah, I'll definitely want to revisit it. I love the aesthetic. I love the pixel art. I think it's a really well-made game with a lot of depth in certain areas, so it just needs a bit more work in other areas to really pick up. We have the Fire Barrage, we have Blaze, which sets an area on fire. Deals 14 damage to each target in its area of effect, reduces cooldown duration for the skill tree by 1, which is nice. Stretcher says, yeah, it's a good choice until it starts to rain. Oh. Feed the Flames. When a bolt from Fire Barrage connects with a burning enemy, the duration of burning is prolonged by 1. That's nice. Ring of Fire. Ignites surrounding tiles, dealing 12 fire damage to enemies, has a 59% chance to ignite all affected targets, and applies negative 18% fire resistance. So they get burned even more. Let's go with Ring of Fire. I've gone with Blaze before. Let's go with Ring of Fire. Cool. And then I guess before we leave town, let's save. Just in case. Save us a couple minutes in case we have another quick start. Hop on in here. Just sleep for an hour. And now we're fresh. I like the wound system when you're just slightly injured, not like, you know, every battle will kill you. But if you have a strong enough character that can, you know, get in a scrap and survive, then oh, did we didn't even take our mission yet though, did we? No, we didn't even do that. Here I was about to head off in the same direction, but we might have a completely different mission. I don't know, same seed, probably the same mission. We have to talk to the Elder first. Yeah, let's get around here. A mercenary, this bodes ill. Are there any contracts? Let's do Source of Corruption this time. At the time when the Order was building the crypts, no one could imagine they would end up being so bothersome. And out of all of them, abandoned burial bothers our village the most. It's as if it draws in all kinds of villains. We just can't put up with it any longer. It's time to see for ourselves what exactly attracts all this rabble. If you clear out the crypt and discover the cause of this blight, I'll reward you generously. Deal. Good, it's settled then. Give me your map and I'll mark it. Alright, let's see where this place is. Oh, way down here, okay. South twice, west 3 times. Or follow the road. Let's follow the road. So we'll go south, take the road to its end, essentially. Okay. You got 4 days to complete the contract. I only got 3. Oh, I didn't even notice how long I had to complete it. I guess I usually go straight there. We'll go ahead and run off. Follow the road to the south. Action-packed music. There are mushrooms and stuff that you can collect in the woods. I've definitely filled my inventory multiple times trying this game out, in the prologue particularly, because I'm very much a pack rat. If it looks valuable, I'll toss out the second most valuable thing for the more valuable thing. Time moves while you're out. Oh, what's this guy? Ah, money on the barrel, chump. This is a dead horse. Okay, he's just out of range, so let's wait one turn. There you go. Nice, we critted on our very first attack. Oh, Ring of Fire is just around us. So that's more of a defensive thing. Well, let's kind of run around a little bit. Hit him with another. He'll move in. Ring of Fire. Boom. But now, are we fireproof, or do we have to wait for the fire to go out? He dropped a crude falchion. I don't think we need it. Nah, it's all broken. So you'll see day and night cycles while we're walking. It's slow though. Okay. I would like to have some sort of indicator for time too, which I don't think we really have either. That would be cool. If this other guy wants to come after us, then we can loot the cart. Don't know if I want to get close and use the ring or not. Oh, he had like a dash move. Oh, I don't even know if that set him on fire. Oh, and we stepped in our own fire and died. Wow. That went a lot quicker than I thought it would. Alright, speed run. Right, yeah, and there isn't really a good way to keep up with it unless you're like actually literally keeping up with it yourself. Speed run. Do Source of Corruption again. Let's do... Oh, we already got the meat. Do we get the... Alright, we saved the insulated ring. Let's... Yeah, that's fine. So they're probably still there on the road. Let's go west first. Nothing to worry about. We've given ourselves optimism. So I believe that they're directly south of us right now. I'm just going to bypass them so that we can get closer to the mission. Kind of show that off. Oh, they're down to the right here, aren't they? We've just come down to here. See if we can skip them by just heading west along the top of the map. Should come across the road. Oh, that song just cuts off. So now we'll follow the road around the corner, around the bend. As it turns to the south. Let's use the keyboard again. Oh, where'd you go? There we go. Yeah, Fox. He's hostile, but also running away. Like, again, hey, a moose. The art, the stats, the animation, everything makes me very hopeful that this game will get even better, because I would love to live in this world and play it. I would love a reason to play it for a lot longer than what it's given me so far. It's a bit of a grind right now. Okay, so here's the crypt they're talking about. Do we have a fight immediately outside? Crows out here. Let's go in. Do we find an appropriately named song here? For delving into a crypt. Let's see, ambient. Dark. Oh, not ambient then. Go with that one. Okay, so we're gonna frequently check for traps too. Oh. Skulls. Golden tooth. Don't think I've had a mission like this yet. This item may interest some merchants. So you can bust stuff open if you really want to search for every little bit of loot. What kind of monsters will we find in here? The undead? Perhaps. Oh, okay. So we can right click on them, we can inspect them. This is a proselyte flagellant. He's got all kinds of abilities. After 3 turns, he can drain life, lash blessing, he can get battle rage, driven by pain, set him on fire. I don't know if Ring of Fire was the right choice, because I don't like them having to get up close to hit them with anything. But let's hope we can level up soon and get Blaze. I like Blaze a little bit better. But really kiting them and just shooting the fire barrage at them over and over again has been my best option. Oh, okay. This is a proselyte harbinger. Baleful scream. So they can kind of stun you with a scream. I remember these guys from the prologue. Ooh, nice crit. Ooh, happened before the stun though. So now we have time to kind of build up. Nice. Let's not get set on fire again. Check where they came from. Well, there's bones everywhere. Can be ground to bone dust. Might be useful. That might be a cool item. Get them checking for traps every once in a while. Robbing graves. Bash the occasional pot. It works quite well. Okay. Yipe. Okay, let's kind of retreat out of the room a little bit. I've had this issue where if you try to shoot past the door, sometimes it just hits the door. I'm gonna let them leave the room, or enter this room rather. We're a little parched. We will drink after battle. Keep running. Oh, we were confused. It made us run up in the other direction. Let's use the circle. Ouch. Fight back. Don't die here. Run. We're in pain. Run. He's got to be close to death. Hit him. Nice. Okay, so let's rest for a second. Well, before we rest, let's take a look at our character. Oh, kiting, yeah. Particularly with the Pyromancer from what I've noticed. So we're in pain. But it doesn't look like we're bleeding. It doesn't look like we've broken anything. We can apply some of our healing salve to a couple of our limbs that were injured here. Pain may just go away since we're not really bleeding. Let's hit R to rest. And if no enemies come walking up on us, take a little bit of time here. Let's also, before we do too much of that, let's take a drink. We were dehydrated. We may get hungry while we're doing this, but let's rest for another moment. For Yona, it's probably more than a few minutes. Okay, now we'll hop up. Yeah, we're hungry. Let's eat some of this food that will expire sooner. Because again, another bonus to this smoked ham is that it's cured, so it doesn't spoil over time. Eat that cheese. Again, I'm hoping that pain just goes away, because right now it's giving us more of a fumble chance. We don't heal as fast and we take more damage while we're in pain. Traps. Bust up a couple of these. Nice, let's head down. Well, there was a room we didn't look in back there. If you really wanted to min-max, you can scrape every little bit of the map. Oh, I don't like the looks of this guy. We're not sneaking. He cast Mark of the Feast. Less dodge, more damage taken. Okay, how far does our... Okay, we can reach. Gonna run away a little bit. Not sure what he's got going on here. Is he summoning something? Got a few nice hits off on him. We might be able to get one more before... Oh, he was on fire. Let's check his staff. He might have had a cool staff. Eh, not really. Pilgrim staff. I'm gonna toss it. I mean, you could fill up your inventory with stuff to sell back at the town too, but since I don't necessarily plan on continuing this character much longer beyond this look at, I would probably take a lot more care with a character that I wanted to play like for a longer amount of time. Are you summoning death? What do we say to the god of death? Not today. What is this guy? This guy is proselyte chosen. Proselyte chosen. He's got swipe, vampiric blood, life leech. Move away. These crypts provide us a nice little area to walk around. Hopefully the burning takes him out a little bit. Yeah, I kind of wish that being a pyromancer made you immune to fire, because that really makes things like walking through your own flames or the ring of fire. Waiting for this fire to go out. There we go. A little bit safer, because I could swear I set myself on fire during that other match. Oh, you gotta run, Vlad. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. We got a crit on that pot. That's locked. Do we have lock picks? Ooh, what do we have here? Aquamarine, valuable. 150. Don't mind if I did. Of course, you open a crypt and you see nothing but bones. It's like, I don't know what I expected. Pick some of these open. Always take like one step into the room and then search for traps. I swear I saw, I guess it was a bone. I thought I saw coins. Oh, we have a man. Whose man's is this? What do we fumble? We still did damage. We're just dazed. It's fine. Or hit him. Good, it didn't hit the door. Ring of fire? Maybe? Step back. Oh, he died. Okay. Yeah, let's rest for a sec. Take a peeky peek in here. Also play some more music. Bach? Okay. I'll take a rag. See, Pyromancer seems like a bit more of a piece of cake. And by piece of cake, I mean piece of cake in this hard game. Nice, squish. Taking like one step at a time here, making sure we don't have dude bros around. Oh, we alerted someone with our smash. I'll take a step back. You know, I can't see him. We have to wait a turn. There we go. A little parched. We're a parched pyromancer. Wait. Wait. blast. Nice. Unidentified. I don't think we have scroll of identification. I hesitate to put things on that are unidentified because they might be cursed. But, what was I about to do? Oh yes, we are a little parched. Let's drink some water. Bones popped out. Oh, I thought it highlighted the square underneath. He did catch on fire from walking in it though. Way to go. Don't love the idea of us walking into a corner. Let's kind of wait here one more turn. Then step. If we step up, he's going to move up diagonally, I bet. We got to do it anyway. Yep. All right. Ring of fire. And then start hitting him. Nice. Now we just rest. Wait for the fire to go out. Jagged. Is that any better? No, Jagged's worse. Doing pretty good without a sword, so why equip it? Oh yeah, just talking about like in general unidentified stuff being cursed. I do like that mechanic. I liked it in Dragon Warrior in the original. And I've always liked the idea of having like unknown cursed items. Kador, Saxan the Perverted, Vampire, Crimson Covenant, Lacerate, Mark of the Feast, Curse of Weakness. He can curse us with weakness. Life Leech. He might be the boss. Let's go ahead and hit him with fire and then back up down the hallway. Yikes. And let's see, let's get some more music on here. No. 2 seconds, we gotta get something good. There we go. It's like we're listening to Goblin. He chases us down the hall. We guess with Frail, Mark of the Feast. So essentially, we just need to try not to take damage. Can we hit him from here? We can, around the corner. Nice. Go straight up. Then over. Keep going with the fire blasts. It's catching up to us one square at a time every time we make a move. Oh, he's dead. Nice. Now we just have to find the source of the corruption. He didn't drop anything good, though. Any traps in here? Don't see any. Pick that open. Pagan Amulet. Arcane Resistance, Energy Restoration, Magic Power. And we can put it on. It's a little damaged, so repairing it would help. Take the gold, take another aquamarine. I also would love for like items to stack. Like I know that it's part of the game to like represent how much of your inventory and weight without using a weight system to like piece stuff together like that, but I don't know, man. Like apples, come on. Like let me stack like items. I feel like if that's not added to the game, that'll be one of the first things people want to mod into the game. Traps. Okay, I don't see any. 1 penny. Can we check these? No, we can't check those shelves. Been up there. Let's check down here. Right, let us stack some. Haha! Kador. Catch up to me, I'm Ring of Fire in you. green undefined mace. Interesting. And I do feel like once you get used to the controls, that the pace can really pick up. You can play this pretty quick. Did we find the... Oh, bring the amulet to the altar. So that was the source of the corruption. I didn't even notice that we got that at the time. This sinister amulet is older than a century or two. Now there also isn't really a quick exit to the dungeon, but I guess you could just kind of scroll around and find it. Alright, so... Enemy. Who doth try to attack us? I'm gonna light up the nighttime. Oh, here we go. You're out of range. Why don't you try to catch up then? Oh, we couldn't go through there. Nosferatu looking. Bat head looking. Squish. Okay, let's try that again. Well, let's eat. We'll eat the other cheese. The only thing missing is wolves and that damn bear. I haven't come across the bear yet. I have been attacked by wolves. And I killed the wolves with a pyromancer. I was killed by wolves as the dwarf. I'm just gonna take the short path. And we're wrapping up this Let's Look At. We're gonna be moving on to Factorio in just a bit. But again, I would love to come back to this. Just gonna give it some time to update. I'll probably play it in my spare time. If you do run into the bear, just run. Has anyone talked about beating it yet? Does it run faster than you? That's the other question. Oh, let's not run into those guys. Let's follow our same path. We've already cleared out the fog of war. I'll go up. Oh, weird. Where are we at? We must be here at the mill. We went up a little too soon. Oh, we came through down here before. I'm a tough nut to crack. Now we're back at the village. Elder's up here. Right? Are we there? No. He's here. That one again? No, let's go with that one. A little better. Maybe a little too intense. He might be in the pub as well. I'm here for the reward. Source of the corruption is here. Nice. So we got 450. We would normally take the other contract. I'm gonna say see you later for right now. Yeah, he took the amulet off of us. Go back and save. Don't try funny business. Lots of people to talk to. Again, lots of great animations. I'm gonna stay the night. Just one day. Farewell. Hey, the apple came back. And we'll sleep and save. So that's Stoneshard. That's a small section of Stoneshard, one mission, and character creation. But again, if you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend the prologue. I mean, it sounds like a couple of people who have joined us this evening have some experience with trying it out already. Looking forward to some great, I'm assuming, and I can only imagine, since it's been in development for years, that they'll keep working on it. It seems like a passion project. So I have high hopes for this one. Looking forward to the future for this game. And I'm going to take a quick 2 or 3 minute break. I'll put on some music here, and we'll be back with Factorio in just a moment. Be right back.